fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm Jessica Williams. Happy Friday, everyone. We survived the week and now it's time to make it a fabulous day. On today's show, I take you inside of one of my favorite nail spas and we explore fun holiday nail trends and must-have accessories. Plus, we learn about a brand new medical pedicure that's all the rage. In studio, physical therapist Andreas will join me and share ways we can all improve our posture. Plus, I talk to the author of a brand new holiday book. That and more after the break.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
The holiday season is the perfect time to take care of yourself and others through self-care. So I am bringing you back to my favorite nail spa in Fort Wayne, Invents Nail Spa, to learn about all they have to offer for the holiday season. And joining me right now is Lamb, who is the manager of this place. Hey, Lamb.
Hey.
How's it going?
Very good.
Good. So, of course, walking in this time, we get a whole new vibe happening because you have decorated with so much cute decor.
Yes, yeah, we put a lot of effort into decorate the place, make the customer feel comfortable and enjoy the experience here with us.
Yes, because that's what it's about. I mean, this place is all about the ambiance, good customer service, but from the chandelier to the nice representatives to just being comfortable as you sit and get that treatment done. This is just one of my favorite places to be.
Thank you.
Yes, so you offer a lot of different services. Can you share with us about the services that you offer?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this season is really busy right now. We, of course, you gotta get your nails done and pedicure as well, and we got lashes, facial. It's a much more, and we got fully designed here, like I say.
Yes, the design. So that's something that always catches my eye. You have displays of artwork that you do. So cool. You do holiday nails,
Yes.
festive nails.
Yes.
I mean, right now I have a nice little festive nail happening right now with the glitter, and you created this concept for me.
Yes.
And it's so nice. And so basically when you come in, you have the opportunity to just really pair your nails with what you're doing for the holiday season, what color outfit you have going on, and so they'll take good care of you. And you also have different new products that people can come and buy as gifts or for themselves.
Yes.
And it's all on display. Can we go take a look?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, awesome. All right, Lamb, so we're over here looking at some of the products, but this is like a major thing that's happening. You are the first spa in Fort Wayne to bring medical pedicures.
Yes.
So can you tell me what that is?
Yes, absolutely. We this is the product that we first time work with them, and it's actually the first FDA approved products for the pedicures. They come with 3 different scents. They have Immunity, Essential, and CBD Pro Calm, and very great products, I tell you.
That's so cool. Okay, so FDA approved, 3 different types that helps with different issues. So you have Immunity, Essential, and CBD Calming. So the immunity, of course, would boost the immune system, but by entering through the foot.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, and that is a powerful vessel for treatment. And then the Essential helps with diabetes?
Yes.
Okay, helps with diabetes. And then the CBD is just like the calming, relaxation, and pain.
Right.
That's nice. Okay, and these kits, so these are the kits here. If you come in and mention Living Local 15, you get 20% off of this pedicure experience, which is so great. And it looks like there's a whole workup. I mean, you have the rose petals and all of the different tools, and then it also comes with a glass of
wine.
Jolly Juice. Yes, that is so awesome. Well, thank you for offering that to our viewers because it's gonna be really cool for them to come in and get relaxed this holiday season.
Yes.
Yes, okay, so tell me about the products behind us because it looks like you offer a lot of things and it's Invents brands,
Exactly.
right? Okay.
We have nail kickers, we have a hand cream, This is one of my favorites one, and we also have lip balm made by Vince and Anthony Vince Nail Spa.
Okay, this is great, and I have to highlight this product here, which is your oil, your essential oil pen. I use this, I have 2 of these, and I put them in my purse and in my bag and in my car. And so basically what it does is you can twist it and natural essential oil comes out that you can use to moisten the cuticle. So when you're on the go and you don't have time and you're like, oh, it's winter, oh, my cuticles, you can add this like that and then rub it in, and then your cuticles are shiny and looking so great. This product is absolutely amazing.
Yes.
I love this, and I have to have it in every place.
Right.
Yes, so that's here, and all of these products are 10% off.
Exactly. So if you you can also purchase online by AnthonyVinceNailSpa.com, or you can purchase inside store with 10% off.
Okay, awesome. And then also over here, you just have a collection of Moroccan oil products. That's so great. And all of this stuff is 10% off for the holiday season.
Yes.
As you can see, this is the perfect place to come to relax over the holiday season, and they're serving Jolly Juice, which I've had for the first time today. So cheers to that. And also, don't forget, you can get a special discount. If you mention Living Local 15, you can get 20% off of their brand new medical pedicures. That's so great. And then you also have gift card specials happening right now.
Absolutely. So if you purchase a $50 gift card, you get $5 bonus back. And if you purchase a $100 gift card, you get $15 bonus back.
Okay, that's perfect. So you buy something, then give your bonus to someone else, and everyone's happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, well, cheers to this holiday season, and I'll see you after the break.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
This segment sponsored by Summit Physical Therapy. Practicing good posture helps to keep your spine aligned and joints feeling good. Today, we are going to receive some fantastic advice from Andreas, who is the owner of Summit Physical Therapy. Hi, Andreas.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And so we're going to talk about good posture, bad posture, and all the in-betweens.
Okay.
So first, give us a rundown again about Summit Physical Therapy.
So Summit Physical Therapy was established in 2006. We have now 2 locations on the north side here up on Lima Road, and on the north side on the corner of Ingle Road and Jefferson.
Yes, and you help with such a variety of services and things that people can do to help keep their posture straight. Look, you have amazing posture. I try to, because I had slight scoliosis growing up. And so first, tell us about signs of bad posture.
So what we're really looking for is to keep the spine aligned in what we refer to as a neutral position. Just like any other joint in our body, you don't want to position your joint at complete, what we call end range, END, like if you take your knuckle and you bend it all the way back, after a while it's probably going to hurt, or you lean on your elbow and it's fully extended, after a while it's going to hurt and you feel like you need to move it. So joints like to be aligned in sort of a neutral position, just like our spine wants to be aligned in a neutral position, so you're not sitting in full flexion and you're not sitting in extreme extension. So we want to make sure that you're nestling in somewhere in between. And when that happens, our core muscles will naturally be active. So they will never be, on the 0 to 10 scale, we always say it's not a 10 out of 10 contraction, it's kind of like a 2 or 3. We just don't want you to be a 0 where you're sort of collapsing and just kind of hanging on your spine. And that can just lead to a multitude of problems.
Yes, and I love what you said about the hyperextension, because sometimes people do say, okay, I need to sit up extra straight, but that neutral place is good. So what are some tips when people are sitting to really feel and know that they are in proper position?
So, the first thing I would say is that there, in my opinion anyways, there are two types of sitting. So there's sitting with support, like riding in the car, being on an airplane, where you might be able to grab like a pillow or something, put it behind your back, or sitting on the couch at night. I mean, I don't think I haven't found a couch yet where I can sit properly and watch a movie for an hour and a half. So when I watch a movie, I take a pillow and I put it behind my back, and I just make sure that I have some degree of an arch still in my back. So
Okay.
that's supported sitting. Same thing if you're riding in the car. So a lumbar roll works well in the car. However, and I always have to chuckle about this, a lumbar roll doesn't work very well in an office chair. So I see office chairs that advertise that they have a lumbar support.
Right.
But yet when I go and do like an ergonomic assessment for a company and I look at a room full of people working on computers, none of them use the backrest. They're all sitting up here. And so this backrest in an office chair doesn't really make any sense. So what you can do there is, and what you should do is when you're buying an office chairs, you should pay attention and see if the seat surface itself lets you tilt. So if the front of the seat surface can tilt down, you should be able to keep your knees a little bit lower than your hips. So anytime your knees come up higher than your hips, like when you're going to a ball game and you put your feet on the bleachers in front of you and you're sitting like this, yeah, that's not really helping you to sit straighter, right? Because it's going to put your back in that flexed position. So having your knees a little bit lower than your hips is, I would say, it facilitates better posture. So for example, if you can't adjust your office chair and it won't let you go down in the front, we have shopped around for a long time and we finally found a foam manufacturer that makes us these foam wedges. So if your chair doesn't do that, you could sit on something like this, and when you sit on it, it actually keeps your hips higher than your knees, and it makes it a lot easier to sit straight. So sitting slouched is a lot tougher sitting on a wedge like this. So that's a quick, easy fix.
Yes.
Personally, I keep a couple of them at my own house. So when I have to do some work on the computer, I sit on that. I even use it to have dinner. It's so much more comfortable. It takes a whole lot less effort.
That is nice. I love that. You know, the lumbar support, I love that in my car, but this is new. I haven't seen that, so that's wonderful. So you offer these?
Right. So, I mean, this wouldn't work in a car because it would put you up too high.
Right.
I mean, if you're not very tall, if you're like 5 feet, 5'2", you might be able to use it in the car, but for me, I would be looking at the sun visor, so that wouldn't work.
Yes, and so tell us, what is the main reason to pay attention to the posture over time? Like, what are risks if one does not keep their posture proper, and signs that they are just not, going to do well in the future?
I suppose you could look at it from a musculoskeletal standpoint. So what happens to your spine? What happens to your joints? And then a whole nother area would be to say, what does it do to your internal organs if you really neglect your posture a lot? So you're not just sitting a little bit slouched, but you're really sitting here. So I mean, you're limiting your oxygen intake, which then limits your level of energy, which means you can't walk as far, which means your metabolism is going to slow down, which could mean that leads to weight gain. So it just escalates into a whole array of negative domino effects. And then, of course, when you do it, then you get a lot of positive domino effects. People don't realize that posture affects all aspects of your life. So it affects your neck, and we address it almost always with shoulder patients. So shoulder patients who, they have a job, they sit very round or stand very round, and they have to reach forward. That causes, what we call impingement syndromes in your shoulder, which you can reduce by simply sitting up taller, bringing your shoulders back, and that's not possible when you're sitting slouched.
Right.
We also work with golfers, so if your address position is very round, you cannot move your arms freely. You cannot rotate your shoulder blade around your trunk when you're that round. So it's very important for athletes too.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for that information, Andreas. That was so wonderful. As you heard it, there are so many ways to elevate your posture. You can find out information about Summit Physical Therapy below, and we'll be right back. This segment sponsored by Summit Physical Therapy.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
We all have our holiday classics that we enjoy to read. So today I'm so excited to speak with author Mark Simmons about his new whimsical Christmas book titled Another Night Before Christmas. Hi, Mark.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Well, thank you so much for coming in today. I'm excited to talk about your new book. So first, share with me what inspired you to write this new holiday classic.
Well, it's not a classic, first of all. There's only one original classic, and that's the original Night Before Christmas. I've liked Clement Clark Moore's book forever, since I was old enough to listen to it. And I've always threatened to write something in the vein of it, the same rhyme and meter, that kind of thing. And when the pandemic came along, we had a Christmas with not a lot of family. And a few days after that, I wrote a few lines and put it away. And 3 or 4 months later, I went back and wrote a few more. And then 4 or 5 months later, I went back and wrapped it up, sort of. And
Yes.
so that's where we ended up.
Very nice. And maybe it's not a classic yet, but it's a spin on a classic, and you are telling that continuation story. And so as you were writing it and figuring out the illustrations to accompany the book, tell me about that process a little bit.
Well, first of all, unless you have an in with publishers, Random House or whatever, you're an established author, you're pretty much on your own out there. So you're stuck with going to a vanity press. I went with Fulton Books in Pennsylvania. And that's a collaboration then with them. They have a limit of 12 pages. And so you work with their group of artists and collaborate and put it together, and this is what you end up with, for good or for ill. Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing. And perfect time for the holiday season. Yes, and I know that your book is in Barnes & Noble and on Amazon, and so some of the reviews were highlighting, they said it's whimsical and witty, and that it's so nice to read out loud to children and also to listen as an adult. So do you feel that this book is really for all ages? Did you intend it to be that way?
Well, that's kind of a complicated answer as well. I think it was C.S. Lewis, who wrote the Narnia Tales,
Yes.
who said that a good children's book should also be for adults. And this one really has an adult theme, putting Christ back in Christmas, but from the perspective of Santa Claus. And he was, after all, a saint, Saint Nick. And so it kind of wraps up in that manner. I start out taking off, as you noticed, from the year before.
Yes. And so, yes, and the illustration is nice, and it's just a really nice read to be able to gather with your family around the fireplace and all of that during this holiday season. And so what would be just your biggest memory with writing this book and just really having the opportunity to hear people's feedback?
Well, the biggest memory with writing the book, I told you how the writing process spread out over time. A couple of those times, it was the subconscious at work. I would be sleeping and it would wake me up in the middle of the night, and a line or two would come, and I couldn't go back to sleep. It kept saying, "Get up and write it down before you forget it, dummy." So that's what I did, and that would be probably the most memorable thing about writing it. It's an arduous process from that perspective. Sharon can tell you she didn't get a lot of sleep either on some of those nights. And it was an
Yes.
intermittent thing. You know, I could go weeks at a time without even thinking about it, and then it would pop up again, and here we go.
Here we go.
Yes.
Yes. Well, congratulations, Mark. That is amazing. And you all can see. If you're interested in Another Night Before Christmas, we'll have the information on how you can get you a book. And we'll also be giving away a few of these books on our social media. So check that out to see how you can enter, and we'll be right back.
Go to the Living Local 15 page on WANE.com for recipes from the show, to watch a segment again, and to get information on products and services featured on Living Local 15.
Thanks so much for joining me today. As you enter into your weekend, take some time and do some things that you love and get some rest. And I will see you here on Monday for a brand new episode of Living Local 15. Bye-bye.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15. Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.